The photograph looks wrong the moment you study it. At first glance, it seems ordinary, a grainy 19th century image of a fortress in Central Asia. Soldiers stand casually in front, rifles resting against the stone walls. History books claim it was hastily built by a local khanate, a crude stronghold, no match for modern artillery. But then your eyes linger on the stone. The blocks are perfectly uniform, laid with precision, worn not by decades, but by centuries. Wind-sculpted edges, mineral staining, tight tolerances, and suddenly a question grows louder. Who actually built this? Official narratives are simple: industrial empires versus primitive societies, progress, inevitability, technological superiority. Comfortable stories until evidence refuses to cooperate. Across continents, conquerors found infrastructure that shouldn't have existed: sophisticated fortifications, deep foundations, internal ventilation, and underground chambers. Russian engineers recorded former mechanical installations, machinery now vanished. French and British surveys in North Africa and India revealed symmetrical chambers, hydraulic systems, ceramic pipes, all dismantled or sealed within years. Different empires, different continents, same outcome. The asymmetry of warfare wasn't just rifles versus swords, it was narrative versus evidence. Industrial powers constructed a worldview portraying conquered societies as primitive. Advanced engineering, standardized construction, modular planning across continents, none of it fit the story, so it was erased. Underground chambers filled for safety, hydraulic systems modernized, ceramic piping removed. Measurements and proportions repeated globally, revealing planning, coordination, sophistication that history books deny ever existed. Maps complicate the story further. Vast regions labeled Tartaria vanish as borders change. Infrastructure disappears with them. No grand conspiracy was needed, just shared discomfort with evidence challenging the accepted story. Industrial empires erased what they could. Not everything survived, but enough to leave enduring questions. Why were hydraulic systems dismantled? Why were underground chambers sealed across empires? Why do standardized measurements appear in structures supposedly built centuries apart by unrelated cultures? The 19th century wasn't just conquest, it was carefully engineered forgetting. And the deeper you look, the harder it becomes to believe that forgetting was accidental. The ruins, the precise stonework, the hidden chambers, they remain, waiting for those willing to see the truth. History tried to erase it all, but the evidence endures, silent and unresolved, challenging everything we think we know. What finally shattered my assumption that these structures were isolated architectural curiosities was not a fortress or a wall or even an underground chamber. It was a measurement. A single number repeating in places that had no reason to share it. While documenting underground chambers beneath a citadel in Central Asia, I recorded a width just over 8 meters. I noted it and moved on, assuming coincidence. Later, in North Africa, beneath a colonial-era fortress, I measured another chamber. 8 meters again. Different stone, different climate, different culture, yet the same width. When I reviewed British engineering surveys in India, the pattern appeared once more. 8 meters wide, 6 meters high, with connecting passages almost exactly half that width. At first, this felt academic, but then the realization arrived. Builders do not accidentally repeat dimensions across continents. Standardization is not decoration, it is organization. And organization at that scale implies a shared system. Independent engineering always produces variation. Materials change, tools differ, and measurements drift. Yet here were chambers separated by thousands of kilometers, built from different materials and different eras, all following the same proportional logic. This was not imitation, it was modular engineering. And modular engineering implies foresight, planning infrastructure the way modern societies plan highways or power grids, not city by city, but systemically. Once I started looking for it, the evidence multiplied. Ventilation shafts aligned at consistent intervals, brick dimensions matching across regions, ceramic pipes with identical internal diameters manufactured to remarkable tolerances. Even underground support arches followed repeating ratios. This was not medieval improvisation. This was industrial thinking without industrial branding. The most uncomfortable discovery came when I shifted my focus from what still existed to what had been removed. Colonial engineering reports, read carefully, describe what was found, not what later historians wanted it to mean. Across British, French, Russian, and Chinese archives, the language repeats. Unexpected complexity, ingenious design, unknown purpose, removed. In Afghanistan, engineers documented regulated hydraulic systems embedded in fortress walls, complete with valves and pressure controls. These systems were dismantled and shipped away. They never appeared in museums or serious studies. In Algeria, underground chambers beneath citadels were documented, questioned, and then filled with rubble. In Central Asia, Russian engineers mentioned machinery, wheels, gears, and axles before the records abruptly ended. This is where coincidence collapses. One empire could be mistaken, two might share doctrine, but four empires, across different cultures and political systems, all doing the same thing in the same era, points to something else, especially when that era coincided with the rewriting of history. The late 19th century wasn't just conquest, it was when archaeology, anthropology, and history were formalized. Humanity was placed into stages of development. European dominance was framed as destiny. Evidence of advanced, pre-existing infrastructure across Asia and Africa did not fit that narrative. So, the infrastructure was reframed or erased. Physical systems don't vanish cleanly. They leave scars, uneven ground, sealed voids, fragments embedded in walls. These anomalies still exist, but they are explained away as storage rooms, escape tunnels, or decorative features. Words change how we see stone. The turning point came when I examined a surviving hydraulic system in Central Asia. Ceramic pipes remained intact, precision-made with standardized joints. More striking were the pressure regulation chambers, dynamic systems that balanced flow automatically. Modern engineers recognized the principle immediately, yet the mathematics behind it were not formally described in European science until centuries later. This was not accidental engineering. Someone understood fluid dynamics at scale. And if these systems were inferior, replacing them should have improved performance. Instead, iron pipes corroded, pressure fluctuated, and maintenance increased. Technically, the older systems were better, unless performance was never the goal. Hidden systems tell inconvenient stories. So they were quietly dismantled and buried, because buried evidence raises fewer questions than ruins. The wars conquered land, but they also conquered time, deciding which past would survive. By the 20th century, most of what did not fit the narrative had vanished, not because it never existed, but because remembering it would have forced a rewrite of everything that came after. So, what can we take from all of this? The story of Tartaria is not just an archaeological mystery or a strange footnote buried in old 19th century maps. It is a reminder that history is never neutral. History is shaped, curated, and sometimes deliberately erased.